And then the foreign investment company shall obtain permit or approval before making any business activity. Sometimes it's very, very bureaucratic. We need a lot of time to set up this company. But fortunately, if I'm not wrong, according to the United Nations survey, the recent survey, World Bank survey, there is a lot of progress, improvement in Indonesia in terms of doing business. For example, according to the World Bank report, now it only takes 45 working days, yeah, for foreign investor to set up a company, yeah, from establishing or from signing the deed of establishment before the notary public, yeah, till get the status of foreign company, get approval from BKPM, it takes only 45 working days. Yeah, hopefully we can shorter the duration in the next times. Okay, and don't forget also that after you have signed the deed of establishment of a limited company before the notary public, you have to ask the ratification or legalization from the Ministry of Laws and Human Rights in order to get a status as an Indonesian legal entity. Otherwise, your company will be dissolved by the operation of law. So at least you have to get a permission from the investment coordinating committee or investment coordinating body to get a permission or approval on your project. And also you have to get a permission or legalization from the Ministry of Laws and Human Rights in order to make your company legalized under the Indonesian law system. Okay? And this one is the treatment and facilities to foreign investor. I think I don't want to talk into detail. You can you can read by yourself based on my paper if you do have time, because I think my time is off. Is right? Yeah, and I will give you some session to raise a question or suggestion or something like that, or perhaps you can ask something more detailed, and I will try at my best if I can answer your question. So I leave the rest of my material to you for your reading. Yeah, as regard to the treatment and facility to foreign investor. Yeah, that's all. I hope my speak or my material or my information that I share all to you is quite enough to give you a general overview about the legal aspect of foreign direct investment in Indonesia. Now I leave the time to the Mr. Prachaya. But I'm still available if you want to ask or something important things come up.
Okay, there are some questions.
If not, let me wait for you. If not, I will stress the last one, this one. But okay. What is the population of or percentage of Muslims in Aceh province? 100%, I think, or at least 99.9%. True. It's almost all population in Aceh are Muslims. Yeah, only very small are Christians or Buddhism. Yeah. Only recently in 2004 when there was a huge tsunami in Aceh, and at the times we need a lot of help from foreigners. Yeah, at that times foreigners come to Aceh, and at that time also some Indonesians who are not Muslims can live in Aceh. But still remember, even not Muslim who live in Aceh, they must respect the Sharia law. So for example, like me, when I was in Aceh for a seminar conducting by the Ministry of Education, I have to be careful in in giving salutation to the people, or even when I have to wear a proper clothes. Yeah, just I don't want to offend those people, so we do have to behave very, very careful. Yeah, but yeah, that is democratic way. Yeah, but the good things is there is no riot there. Hopefully, no. Yeah, but the answer for this question is almost 99.9%. Okay. Is Aceh province is separately governed by their major under the regional regulation? Yes, to some extent. Yeah, they are allowed to issue their own regulations based on the Sharia law. Okay, but on other aspects such as on security, on education, for example, and I don't remember other things. Yeah, they are subject to Indonesian national policy. So, at least, yeah, all Indonesian law applies also to Aceh province. But on certain aspect, there are Sharia law, yeah, which also applies to local people, only to local people, not to foreigners or other Indonesian citizens. Okay, it is clear. My answer to the questions. I don't know which one is who is asking this question, but that's all. Yeah, Aceh is very, very specific province. Yeah, and I don't want to discourage you not to having investment there. No. Yeah, but thank you, Sudah. But I just want to give an early warning to you that please wise to make a decision whether to come there or not. What are Indonesian culture that investors should be aware of then doing business? Indonesian culture. Oh. What do you call it? Yeah. Basically, Indonesian people are open people. We don't have any bad sentiment to any foreigners, whether they are coming from Western country or they are coming from ASEAN countries. Especially to Thai and Malay and Filipino, we are, I think, we having same descendants. Million years ago, or something like that. Yeah. So, Indonesian culture is very open. Yeah. There is no a lot. What do you call it? There is no taboo in Indonesian culture. As long as you understood that they are Muslim, and Muslim always such as do not eat pork, so do not give them food contain a pork ingredient. Yeah, and then because they are Muslim, sometimes they are very faithful to his religion, which is very good. Yeah, so probably you have to more tolerate to them. Especially, I can give you an example. Last week, from Monday 12 to 14 August, we do have a week holidays or Muslim festive, Idul Fitri. Yeah, basically the government issued a holiday for 5 working days. But what happens? Some people or some employee or some labor do not come up in this after the holiday has expired. So last Monday 12, sorry, today is 15. Yeah, August 12. This is the first day of the working days after the holiday. But most office, especially a government office, are empty because their employee or their officer are still holidaying, even though the government has already given a 5 working days holiday. It is usual. It is a kind of culture. So, to answer this question, I just say that no special taboo for Indonesian culture to be aware of. Okay. According to the Presidential Regulation on Foreign Investor, hotel is limited to invest for only 3 years with only joint venture. How can one hotel invest in Indonesia? Yeah. Okay. Plus, please be remember, this list is issued in 2010. It's supposed to be existing in 3 years, from 2010 till now. And what happened after that? Maybe the government will reissue another one. But up to now, up today, yeah, the government has not issued the new one. So it means that the existing one, the one that I revealed to you, is still into operation. So now, if you find any 5-star or even 7-star hotel in Indonesia, the new one is in Bandung. People said those hotels have a 6-star. Those hotels are not allowed or are not all owned by foreigners. They are owned by domestic capital, 100 domestic capital. I can mention the name of the hotel. Trans Studio Hotel is owned by Carol Tanjung. He is a very wealthy man. He is an Indonesian, very known Indonesian. He has a television channel or something like that. He owned the 7-star hotel in Bandung. So, if you found like a Regent Hotel or Le Meridian Hotel or something like that, those permission has been issued several years ago. And what has been already issued several years ago is still be acknowledged. So, for example, we cannot, Indonesian government cannot say, now the Le Meridian Hotel or Kemspiki or something like that hotel, you have to move to another country. Your hotel is taken over by government. No, we don't have to do it like that. Because once the government has issued the permission under the old law, then such permission is still going on. Even though there is a new law prohibited such kind of business. So, yeah, it is hopefully my answer can clarify the topic. Okay? And then, what kind of food which is popular in Indonesia? Yeah, I like this question. It's very practical and very touching. Yeah. First of all, durian. So, any kind of fruit come from Thai is very popular in Indonesia. Even though, to be honest, we are sometimes very afraid of it. Because what happened with our own local durian? If Indonesian people prefer to choose durian montong, which is more delicious, according to some people. Yes, it depends on the taste of every people. But on average, yeah, fruit come from Thailand is very popular. I don't know in English. Salak, I think it's salak also. Yeah, durian, salak, mangoes. Yeah, and others I cannot mention one by one. Yeah, and also food and beverages, such as tom yum, is very popular. Yeah, even in Bandung, there is a special supermarket which sell foreign products, and many foreigners come to find some food in this store. It's very famous. Yeah, Mr. Suda Santrakun, I think, once visiting there. The supermarket sells the product from Thai. I very often buy tom yum soup in the package. Yeah, and also noodle. Yeah, Indonesia also produce instant noodle. It's very famous too. I think they export to Thai or Malay or something like that. But you know, people always try to something new. Yeah, even though we do have our own noodle, we want to try Thai noodle or Malay noodle. So fruit, vegetable, beverage, yeah, are very popular in Indonesia. Okay, and yeah, because the question is about food. As I mentioned in my speech, cinema or film, Thai film is also very popular to Indonesian segment, people. Yeah, okay. And if you want to invest in Indonesia, which city you prefer between Jakarta and Papua, and what are the strengths and weaknesses of each city? Yeah, as I said before, in terms of infrastructure, Papua perhaps is not the good choice. It's not the good choice because very often you will find some difficulty to invest there and very expensive. As I said, there is no regular flight. Yeah, to capital city, yes, there is, such as Jayapura. There is a direct flight from Jakarta to Jayapura, and it takes about 6 or 7 hours. Okay, but to other region of Papua, yeah, only served by small airlines with a small aeroplane, and not every day. Yeah, so probably in terms of infrastructure, Papua is not the first choice. Perhaps you can invest in Sulawesi instead of Papua. Sulawesi is also in the eastern part of Indonesia, but is located at the middle of Indonesia archipelago. Yeah, and in Sulawesi, its capital city is Makassar. Makassar is the 4th biggest city in Indonesia. Yeah, and you perhaps know the previous Vice President of Indonesia, Yusuf Kala. He is a wealthy people who has origin in Makassar, and he is very, very rich. He has a lot of company operating in Makassar too, and he has a joint venture with foreigners too. Yeah, so compared to Java, for example, yeah, of course, Java is more attracting than Papua, than Sulawesi. But again, it depends on the business or field what you want to invest. If you want to invest in, let's say, pig breeding or duck breeding or poultry. There is a famous Thai company, Charun Pophan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they invested some years ago, and it's very popular. Yeah, if you want to invest in those sector, I suggest don't invest in Java. There is no room available anymore. It's very crowded. It's better for you to invest first, not in the area which is local Muslim live. Because they are Muslim, they don't like pigs. So they will be feel offending if have to be living with pigs or something like that. So perhaps you can choose Batam Island. Batam Island is very close to Singapore, so it's close to Thai too. Yeah, Batam alum is very popular, and many Singaporean invest or make a business manufacturing in Batam. Perhaps Mr. Richard Yapsunto can tell because he is a practicing lawyer. Yeah, so Batam or Belitung is a certain part of Sumatra. Okay, if you want to invest in rice field per day, you don't have to come to Java because we don't have any room available for rice field anymore. We converted some rice field into housing or dwelling at the time, so it's very, very poor. So you can go to Kalimantan. Kalimantan is second biggest island in Indonesia. The first one is Papua, the second biggest is Kalimantan, the third is Sumatra. And Kalimantan is very rich. Malaysian investors come to Kalimantan to invest in plywood, in forestry, and causing some problem too there. Yeah, and they also invest in palm oil production, all located in Kalimantan or Sumatra. So Java is good, but I think not for manufacturing. Java is good for selling products because many people live there, yeah, and many middle class live there. So it's very huge, very potential market. But for establishing a fabric manufacturing factory, yeah, it's better for you to go to Sumatra, Kalimantan, or Sulawesi. Okay. If you want to invest on fishery, for example, you may invest in Maluku or Nusa Tenggara. Maluku and Nusa Tenggara is close. It is eastern part of Bali. I'm sure that you all know about Bali. Yeah, Bali is very attractive just for tourism, not for manufacturing things. The island close to Bali is Sumbawa and Maluku. It is very famous for fishery and what do you call it? Pearl. Yeah, pearl jewelry for women. Yeah, pearl, or I don't know exactly in techniques terms, but yes, fishery. And I think Thai is good on fishery and fishery factory. So go there. Yeah. In Java, if you still want to invest in Java, you can invest in Bekasi. Bekasi is a bonded zone, very close to Jakarta, very close to Jakarta. In bonded zone, you can produce, you can import, and you can export at one times only in those areas without going outside. So it's more efficient for you to invest in a bonded zone area. And a lot of bonded zone area in Indonesia. I don't bring my list on that information, but as far as I remember, Bekasi, Jakarta, Batam, Riau, and then I don't remember in Sulawesi, beside of Makassar. There are a bonded zone area which is very good for investor to set up a factory, because you can deal with only one institution in this area, yeah, which giving you a permission or permit to produce, and then to sell, to export, or even to import the raw material from outside. Okay. Then, how can we find the new revised legislation of Indonesian law, what's so-called non-tariff period? Yeah. As far as I know, you can visit the website of government official, that is Indonesian Bank Central, Bank Indonesia. They have a very good website and very good database on many various kind of legislation. And of course, you can go to the website of Ministry of Trade or Ministry of Commerce. We call it Ministry of Trade in Indonesia. Yeah. And Ministry of Laws and Human Rights. So, according to Indonesian law, Ministry of Law and Human Rights has responsibility to communicate or to socialize all law and regulations which issued by the Indonesian government. So let's say myself as a lecturer, I have to look at the website from the website of Ministry of Law and Human Rights in order to get to know what kind of new regulation on specific topics. For topics in investment or topic in family law, for example, I just go to their website and they upload the new law on their topic too. Okay, and also you can subscribe. I don't know how much. Probably Mr. Richard Yapsumto can tell you about this the subscription price. There is what they call it, non-governmental organization in Indonesia, which is business is issuing the new Indonesian regulation. We call it Hukum Online. Hukum is law. So this organization using the internet facilities to spread up the new legislation based on subscription too. So it's sometimes quite very helpful, and I think many, if not all, law firms subscribes to Hukum Online. Okay, and then can medical doctor work in Indonesia or distillery nurse from Thailand? Okay, we have to have a look with the sample. I don't remember the. If I'm not mistaken, yes, we do have some foreign doctors practicing in private hospital in Indonesia, such as a doctor coming from China, yeah, and as well as foreign lawyers. I think the partner of Mr. Richard Yapsunto are foreigners too, but under certain condition, subject to certain stipulation, legal stipulation. For example, they have to work minimal 2 years or 3 years or something like that. To be honest, I don't remember the exact regulation on that aspect. But what I can say is, under the WTO agreement, Indonesia has not opened up health sector and education sector. We don't have formally opened up that sector under the WTO agreement. It means that if now we can find foreign doctor or foreign lawyer practicing in Indonesia, they are coming in Indonesia only based on what they call it, bilateral agreement between Indonesia and certain government. In case of Thai, I never find a Thai doctor in Indonesia. Yeah, but for Thai, perhaps acupuncture. Am I right? Acupuncturist. Yeah, acupuncturist or someone who is very expert in China medicine. They are coming not from China but from Thai or from Singaporean. I have one clinic in. I found one clinic in Bandung. Yeah, there are Thai, but I'm not sure what is his responsibility. Yeah, so I don't want to lead you into the wrong way by saying that the rule is blah 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 blah. Yeah, since I don't remember the regulation on that topics. hopefully, Mr. Richard Yapsunto is more expertise on that kind. Yeah, because he is a practicing lawyer. I'm only academician. I never have any experience on that. Yeah, what I know is yes, there is a doctor from China and from Singapore, from Malay, yeah, who practicing in Jakarta hospital, but in private hospital, not in government hospital. So if China and Malay are allowed, why not for Thai? That is only my assumption.